Have you always wanted to be able to do something like this, a press handstand? Well, if you notice, the foundation of my handstand is my wrists and my hands, then join me for this handstand wrist warm-up. Quick and easy, takes less than 5 minutes, and is something that should be done at the beginning of every handstand session. Your wrists and handstands will thank you, and you will be doing these a long time. So hi and welcome. Join me in tabletop position, where we will start with our hands palms face down and our fingertips facing forward, and we're going to start to take small circles around the wrists in one direction. And you can start with small circles, but you can increase the size of the circle. And let's switch directions. And same thing here, you can start with small circles and you can start to increase the size of the circle, just getting around the full rotation of the wrists. We'll come back to center. Turn the fingertips facing the long edge of the mat. You're going to start to shift forward and backwards. So you're shifting your hips towards your heels, and then you're coming towards the top of the mat, and you're just flowing back and forth here a few times. Again, getting that full range of motion of the wrists. And this is really to protect the wrists in case you fall more than anything. And we'll start to go from side to side, shifting weight to the left side of the mat and to the right side of the mat. So yeah, this prepares our wrists in case of any falls. It strengthens our wrists and makes us less prone to injury. Good. And this time we are going to turn our fingertips towards one another, palms face up, so we're on the back sides of our hands, and we're going to take these push-ups. So we're going to drop our nose to the mat and then push onto fists. Open your hands out and drop your nose down to the mat, and coming back up, making fists, opening the fist out, touching the mat with your nose, and coming back up into a tabletop onto your fists. And if you're still strengthening, if you're still in that process of strengthening your wrists, you can start by doing this one hand at a time. Good. And now we'll turn our fingertips back towards our body, palms face down this time, and we're going to shift forwards and backwards here. So we're stretching into the forearms, and only come back as far as you can keep the wrists on the ground. So this will look different for each of us. Then we're going to hold, sinking our hips towards our heels again, making sure the wrists stay planted on the mat. And we'll come back to center and turn the palms face up, fingertips are still facing the knee, and you're going to start to curl your fingers in towards your palms. So you're creating fists with your hands, stretching into the top sides of the arms, of the forearms this time instead of the underside. And again, same thing here. If your wrists are sensitive, feel free to do one hand at a time. Okay, and let's come back to center, and we're going to start to take these push-ups with our wrists. So palms face down, fingertips facing forward, and you're just going to lift and lower your wrist as many times as you can. I think I do maybe about 30 here, but I would get anywhere from 30 to 50, and then maybe do a couple of sets. And at the end of the set, you're going to want to hold your wrists off the mat for maybe 10-20 seconds. And that's all for this quick wrist warm-up. You can actually do this before any yoga practice to protect the wrists, not just handstands. And remember, I'm just showing you the exercise here. You can do these as many reps and as many rounds as you need to until your wrists feel warmed up. Wishing you a day filled with health, wealth, and happiness, and I will see you in the next video.